In the next few minutes, we'll take a look at managing attendees in your meeting and what you can actually do to them, or with them, if you would. And right now we're in a meeting, and I have 3 different attendees. Here I am as the meeting host. This is my host icon. I have Gus Guest, who is in here as a presenter, and this is the icon for presenter. And then Harry Hopeful, and they truncated his name, but Harry Hopeful is here as a participant. So when you immediately look at your attendee list, you can see that you have 1 host, 1 presenter, and 1 participant. Hosts have complete control over the meeting space. They can arrange the layouts, clear the pods, clear the chat pods, have the histories emailed to you. Presenters have slightly less rights, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. And participants have the ability to view and ask questions, use the chat, but not much more else. So let's take a look at what it looks like from a participant point of view. I've switched my screens, and here I am as a participant, and you'll notice that I cannot do anything to the pods. I can chat, I can't manipulate camera and voice. I could, if there were files, I could download those files, and I can raise my hand. So presenters and hosts have the ability to advance the slideshow that we're sharing here on the share pod, and close those things out if they should desire. Participant, again, is just sort of following along. Let's go back to our host view. And again, just to contrast, the host can manipulate these pods, can take things away, rearrange. You have the full range of pod options here. And so hosts have full access to everything, all the menu items, manipulate the meeting, set things up as they'd like. Presenters, which I've just changed myself to, so you're looking at now the presenter view, have less rights than a host, obviously, but more rights than a participant. And again, as a presenter, I can, use the chat. Everybody can use the chat. I don't have the ability as a presenter to promote users. I can, turn my camera and voice on, and I can share. And so I can share a document here. I can advance the document and control the flow of the meeting. I can do things like clear the chat and change the notifications and whatnot. As a presenter, I have no control over the status of our attendees. So I'm going to go and re-promote myself back to the host. And now that I'm promoted back to host, you can see that immediately things have changed. I have a lot more access. I can now manipulate my users. And so to promote and demote users, I go to the attendee list, highlight a name, go to the set user role icon, click on that, and make my changes here. Now I don't want to set myself as a participant. That would sort of kick me out of the meeting and I'd have to start all over again. But let's take Gus and turn him into just a participant. And you'll see that immediately he's moved down visually in the attendee list. And we're going to turn Gus back into a presenter just to take a look at that. And you can see his icon has changed, so again we have the visual representation. But that's about all you can do with your attendees, and it's not a small thing, but it's not a very complicated thing either.